Welcome to MagicGatheringStrat. This is Dom. This is my first Born of the Gods draft, my first recorded one at least, or at least the first recorded one. I'm deciding to publish. So yeah, I played some drafts already. I didn't play any pre-releases, but I played like 2 drafts and 1 sealed, I think. So yeah, we're a little bit low on time, so let's get going. This pack. Forge Stoker Dragon looks like a pretty sick one. It's basically just a dragon with a sweet ability. There's also a Crone Sky God, and I think this card is very, very good. So I think I'm just actually going to try and beat the white heroic deck if this works out. Basically because there's also Fanatic of Xenagos and Satan Xmas, just some other very good red cards. And I don't think, while the dragon is very good, I don't think it's a super bomb. So I'm just going to try to draft what I think is the best deck, which is the white heroic deck, and immediately punished by this Pinnacle of Rage, which looks pretty sweet. Haven't had a chance to play with it, might just be that it's a little bit too slow for the format. But yeah, you can immediately see like the changes to the format. Red is so much better than it was in Theros. In Theros, red was by consensus the pack color with the weakest commons and also some of the weaker uncommons in comparison. And here you get things like this guy, Kragma Butcher, which looks fairly innocuous, but is actually quite of a beating as a 2/3 for 3, which attacks as a 4/3, and there are so many good uncommons. I mean, this card is very good. Pinnacle of Rage, I haven't, as I said, I haven't played with it, but I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's basically just Jagged Lightning. And there's also the 5-mana 2/3 guy that basically threatens a guy whenever you cast it as an instant. And then this card is pretty sick. So yeah, for this pack, I'm gonna continue ignoring red because I already passed like a couple of very good red cards. I'm just gonna pick this Chorus of the Tides, because I think blue white is probably the best card for heroic, so, or the most solid one at least. The white red decks can be pretty sick, but normally I have more success with blue white. So then there is this pack, Thundering Brutes, repeat gets haste. That looks pretty solid, albeit not insane. Crypsis I think is a pretty good trick, because it's just very versatile. It's somewhat compared to what's the name? The 2-mana spell that untaps your guy and blocks Savage Surge, because it untaps your guy and you can ambush creatures. And the other card is that I'm interested in is Nyxborn Triton. Now I think this is actually just what I'm going to take. It's basically a more solid card. It's a 2/3 for 3, which you're going to play up fairly often. And the 5-mana +2/+3 bestow is nothing to be scoffed at as well. There's also Loyal Pegasus, which I don't think is very good. Glimpse of the Sun God is pretty okay, I think, just as a one-off. This guy looks decent, but I don't know, I haven't played with it. So yeah, let's go for next one, Triton. And ooh, another Akron Skyguard. Yeah, we're doing it here. So yeah, that means that the white heroic deck is pretty much open from our left, at least what I would imagine, because this is by far the best common for the deck. Other interesting cards include Sphinx's Disciple, which I think is not as bad as it looks as a 2/2 for 5, because in the right deck it can really just pull you so far ahead. Excoriate, which is similar to a Divine Verdict, but with some subtle differences. You don't have to keep the mana up and yada yada, and you can kill blockers, but I think the card is fine. But I'm just definitely going to slam this guy again here. Following it up with either another Nyxborn Triton or a Crow and Phalanx. So this is probably not going to get activated, so the question is, do we want Hill Giant or Bestow 2/3? And I just think Bestow 2/3 is going to end up being a little bit better. Green is pretty open with this, because this guy is pretty good, although it's hard to cast if you're not heavy green. This guy is very strong. Nyxborn Wolf is a beating. It's way better than it looks, at least from what my experience tells me. And the other cards are, there's a Kragma Butcher as well, so red is still somewhat open from our left, but that ship has sailed. Gonna pick Okria's Sun Guide here, just because it's a 2/2 for 2 with a slight upside, and you were basically never unhappy to play your Traveling Philosophers. Bolt of Keranos is still in the pack. The card is not as good as it looks, but it's still pretty good. The reason why it's not as good as it looks is just because it's sorcery, and it's also heavy red. And 3 is it's not really the number that's required. Mostly it's like 2 or 5 are the important numbers in the set. So I'm just gonna pick the Sun Guide here, just for curve reasons. And now we're gonna pick either another Sun Guide or an Elite Skirmisher. I think Elite Skirmisher is decent, but not insane. This is a weird card. I haven't even I don't even know that one. Distortion to red. So yeah, must be pretty good on invasive guy, albeit although red evasive guys are fairly rare. So Sky God or Skirmish. I think I want to go with Skirmish here because I haven't played with the card, so I want to see what it does. And my friends told me it's pretty okay. Couple of choices here. This is just like a pretty okay-ish trick, but not insane. Chorus of the Tides is a good card. I mean, we second picked one. And there is also Stratus Walk, which I've heard is pretty insane. Although I do think in a deck where the cards you wanna, I'm probably gonna pick the Chorus here, just because of in the blue-white version, the cards you wanna bestow your wanna target with your things, they mostly have flying anyways, because they're hopefully gonna be Crone Sky Guards and some of the Wingsteed Riders that we're hoping to get. So I think Stratus Walk is much better in like a red, blue, or green-blue heroic deck. And I think here it's I don't know. I mean, I still like the card because you can always just play it and it replaces F, gives you a free heroic trigger. But I just think the Chorus is gonna end up being a little bit better here. Gonna pick Divination here. Hold at Bay is I'm really not sure. I always it looks like the first time that a fog is actually playable in limited, because it's a fog that sometimes can trade for one of your opponent's guys. So, but I still don't think the card is very good, especially in the deck where you. In your white decks, you're gonna have so many spells that you want to have so many spells that target your own creatures. So cards like Divination get a lot worse because you just don't have the room for anything that's not a creature or not a thing that targets your creatures. Griffin Dreamfinder looks halfway solid. Sudden Storm, however, this is like the worst heroic enabler of all time. And for 4 mana, semi-sleep. No, I don't think in the deck with the Crone Skyguards is really what I want. I want to play with the play with the Griffin. I think it's a decent card. Crypsis came back. This is definitely a nice signal. And this guy, ooh. Sphinx's Disciple. Picking our Hold at Bay. We might play every card we picked, except for that one. Forest Radiance is a heroic trigger, but probably the worst one I could imagine. Except for the tap 2 guys on your own creatures. Even that is probably going to be better most of the time. So we're going to hide this Hold at Bay. Probably not going to play the Divination as for the aforementioned reasons. And these two are probably also not making the cut if everything ends up well. So yeah, fairly decent first pack. Glad that I stayed out of red. And as I'm saying this, I'm presented with this pack, which has like Magma Chat and nothing else. Really gonna first pick a Traveling Philosopher here. Ugh. I could also just pick the horse, because look at the horse is amazing. In a deck with a lot of flights, I could imagine playing the horse or at least bringing it in, and Traveling Philosopher is pretty bad. So yeah, let's just pick the horse just in case. And yeah, it's amazing. I mean, look at it. Boom. So no Wingsteed Riders. Yeah, this guy, I don't know. I mean, in a deck where you can make him bigger, it's fairly decent, I think. But then again, a 5 mana 2/2 is not generally what you want to play your heroic things on. Ooh, Ordeal of Thassa. You're in the team. There is 2 Voyage's Hands, which are okay. I will pick the foil one over the non-foil one over the God's Willing, but Ordeal of Thassa just kind of is. I mean, this is the deck we're going for at least. And Elmer. Welcome on board. Red is surprisingly open from our left, which is beyond my comprehension, but Replican is by far the pick here. It's Diamond Hopes. Breaching Hippocamp get a little bit better just because it kind of combos with Retraction Helix. But apart from that, the card is still pretty bad. This also combos with Retraction Helix, by the way. A lot of things combo with Retraction Helix, it seems. The card is very good. Retraction Helix, very, very good. I don't know if it's as good as Voyage's Ends just because it's conditional. But yeah, very good at least. This also combos with Retraction Helix, as does any Inspired guy, so yeah. Probably would have figured that by yourself. Yeah, so this looks okay, 13 guys. Yeah, I think I didn't finish my sentence before, so yeah, in a deck like this, cards like Divination get worse because you want stuff that targets your guys or guys that do something when they get targeted by your stuff. So a card like Divination just normally doesn't have much room in this kind of deck. Ooh! Captain Grease in the house. This is very sick. Picking this up like, what was that? 5th pick? Very nice. Very, very nice. So we're currently lacking ways to target our guys. We only have like 5. I definitely want more than 5. With 1, 2, 3, 4 heroic cards so far. And ooh, another Voyage's End. We could pick this Fate Foretold because it targets our guys, but Voyage's End is exactly the one kind of card you want in this deck because it's fairly tempo oriented. And the Wave Crash Triton, hello. Over Traveling Philosopher, which is just fairly replaceable, and Horizon Skull, which is just way too expensive. So yeah, Triton it is. Pretty solid card. Blocks on ground, taps away blockers. All around pretty solid card. And here we can pick a Battle Priest, a Revangle, or a Crackling Triton. Didn't think we have enough white for Revangle, so I'm just gonna pick the Battle Priest. I'm not gonna play it, but I could see myself boarding it in at some point. The Philosopher came back. I'm gonna woo. This is sick. And there's also Nesting Cursor in the pack. Really wondering what people took over that. Triton Shore Thief I have boarded in before, but it's fairly rare, just against the all 1/1 deck. Stymied Hopes is okay, I think. Hippocamp's just kind of meh. Combos with this and this sort of, but yeah, let's just pick a Stymied Hopes. We might bring it in just to screw some people up, some of our opponents up. And not gonna play the Battle Priest. No way, Jose. And Dreamfinder probably not making the cut. No, I don't think so. Also, this fixes this apple just seems a little bit too slow. Vanquish the Foul is playable, but I really don't want it. And I think with 19, 18 solid playable still, 16, 17 after we hide this divination. I think this is still okay. We can cut aggressively, and the next pack is going to be pretty strong. I forgot to pick up the second Shore Thief here, but I just think we still got it. Never mind, it's not that important. 13 guys, but no, what's the name? No Wingsteed Riders here in this pack, which is kind of sad, but man. Hopeful Eidolon is a heroic trigger, which is exactly what we want. We're probably gonna pick that. There's also Grip type, but we also already have the 2 Voyages Ends, and yeah, it feels like I keep repeating myself, but this is kind of the maximum of 3 is kind of really the maximum amount of bounce spells that you want, because yeah, the rest has to be combat tricks in order for your stuff to work. So I'm definitely gonna pick Hopeful Eidolon over that. And in a pinch, you can always just play your Ordeal of Thasset on your Hopeful Eidolon, which is also okay. So yeah, more Wingsteed Riders. That's what we need. Ooh, that's a sick one. We get both of the Oncolar emissaries. So the Crab guy and the Elk guy. Crabs and Elks living together, yada yada. But that's pretty good. Picking it over Hopeful Eidolon because yeah, it's just a way more powerful card. Oh yeah, that's the emissary it is. And following it up with the God's Willing versus Curse of the Swine. I have never really been impressed by Curse of the Swine. I think the card is okay because it does something very, very unique, but nothing that really any deck wants. I mean, in this kind of deck, what is this gonna do for you? It's gonna slow his. It's gonna take away his like big guys, but that you have bounce spells for, and then they'll leave him back with 2/2s, and you can. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I just never found that card very useful. Whereas God's Willing is just bread and butter of the heroic deck. You want like 1 or 2 in every heroic deck you ever draft. The card is just so good. And Wingsteed Rider. There we go. Don't let yourself be deceived by the heroic rare. It's just not very good. And Wingsteed Rider just kind of is. And Prophet of Krufix is a sweet one. Although not for us. But it is a sweet one. For us there is Dissolve, Laguna Band Elder, and Divine Verdict. What do we need most? I think we have, with 16 creatures and all being pretty solid, I don't think we need any more creatures. So I'm probably just gonna pick this Divine Verdict. I don't like the card a ton, but sometimes against the big guy decks, they're pretty good. Wave Crash Strat number 2 is always welcome. And a Fortune Hunter, okay. So we're on 24 pretty solid playables. That means we can cut this Divine Verdict because I think it's the card we need least. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ways to target our creatures, which is about okay. Is about average. So here we can pick up an aqueous form, which is also another way to target our guys in case we want to change something about the ratio. Omen Speaker Wield, which is always nice. The card is pretty solid. I think it's generally better than this, maybe even this. I don't know. Ooh, the Fate Foretold or Cavalry Pegasus. We have this guy, which is a human. Then we have Captain Grease. And this. So I don't think the card is very good in the deck. I'm just going to pick up a Fate Foretold. Yeah, as I said, who knows? I mean, we might just be in a pinch to pick up another way that targets our guys. Might push to foul number 2. Lost in Labyrinth because Death-Rated Griffin sucks. Yeah, this deck is pretty sick. I mean, not sick, but pretty solid. I mean, we have 3 pretty good white heroic enablers, a lot of good blue heroic triggers, white heroic triggers, some bounce spells. About what I would imagine of a blue-white heroic deck, like in the post rotation or in the Theros Born of the Gods to look like. It has no bomb, but it has some very strong cards with these 3 guys here, like the Hoplite and the 2 Sky Guards. So yeah, I'm gonna build the deck and then I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so this is what we ended up with. As you can see, we have not a single non-blue, non-white card. That's pretty sick. Don't think that this ever happened to me in this format, that all the cards I picked were on color, but that's where we are. And yeah, so some cards I chose to leave out or to cut last were the Omen Speaker, because I think the card is very good. However, it doesn't fit into the A plan of the deck, which is just play something on that something, and then attack. I could see myself, now that I'm talking about it, I could see myself playing it over Okrea's Sun Guide, because the card is okay, but I mean, 2/2 for 2 that gains some life, nah, is okay, but Omen Speaker could just be more valuable now that I think about it. So I'm gonna play this over it. I could also run this Fate Foretold because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Yeah, 9 ways to target our guys, which is yeah, it's a lot, but some of them are guys that I want to cast maybe. So let's cut this. It's gonna be maybe 7 cards I want to target. I still think I want to play Omen Speaker over Fate Foretold just because the card needs to have an heroic guy out. So it's basically. No, we have a lot of heroic guys though. No, now, see? So I'm changing my mind. So I'm gonna run the Fate Foretold over the Omen Speaker just because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heroic guys, 9, 10 heroic guys even. So this card is always gonna do something. As for the rest, I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna play it. The Disciple is just too slow. The Horse is not that amazing. It's gonna come in against some decks, but against some decks it's just not that good. The Hippocamp is okay, but way too low of a power level. Oh, also the Verdict, okay. Also the Verdict is just too clunky, too low of a power level for that deck, because I think this deck is very good. Lost in Labyrinth, whatever. Yeah, these cards don't really need to talk about those. I mean, you have all played with them. Dreamcatcher I want to play at some point, but this is not the day is not today. So yeah, these ones you have all played with, except for the Divination, which I think is a solid card in any deck, but in this deck we really just want to curve out and play guys. So yeah, the last couple of cards I to cut in this deck were probably something like this. Yeah, I think these are the cards that are closest to getting in there. I mean, these are all just terrible, so I'm not going to talk about them. So yeah, this looks like the deck we're going to submit. Let's go over the mana really quickly. I have a lot of more blue, but not really anything that is very blue heavy. So I think I'm still let's see, this is almost double. It's just almost twice the amount of blue cards than white cards. But we also have this Wingsteed Rider, so I think I'm still gonna go for 9/8. I'm always an advocate for equal mana, just because I mean you don't really need. I don't need double blue in this deck, just period, basically, except for when I want to play a blue guy and a spell in the same turn. So that might happen, but I just prefer to have one of each or 2 of each, just an equal amount, because this deck doesn't really have any heavy color requirements, and I want to always have a white to play this turn 2. This is probably our best turn 2 play, these 3, and they all require white. Our best turn 3 play requires double white, so just for these reasons I'm gonna go for equal, even though we have a lot of more blue cards. But yeah, submit this beast and see you guys for round 1. And round 1 time. We wanted our O. Definitely gonna play first. This hand looks fairly mediocre. I mean, we have a heroic guy and a guy that triggers heroic, but not really doing any pressure here. So I think I might just mulligan this hand, even though we have a nice mana. I mean, what are we really doing with this hand? We're gonna play a turn 3 Triton and then turn 5 attack for 3. No, this can't be it. This can't be it as well, because we don't have any lands. Yeah, maybe should have kept this first hand, but I just don't like hands that don't have any business. Gonna take this upkeep trigger out, which is still in from my Pauper playtests with the new Tortured Existence deck, which is very sweet. So yeah, there is an argument for keeping the first hand. I agree. You guys might yell at me at the screen on the screen right now. So yeah, but I just think that hands with no business, at least if you're an aggressive deck, or just basically hands that don't do what your deck is supposed to do, you should just heavily consider to mulligan them at least. Because I might even like this hand better, because even though it didn't do anything on turn 2, it at least played a guy on turn 3, which got magma chatted, so never mind. So yeah, I think my decision was still correct, because with this other hand we would have to would have had to draw into one of our turn 2 or 3 plays, which we have some but not a ton. Now we obviously just gonna die to this Kragma Butcher, which is very annoying. But yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, so at least we have that. So what can we do now? We can bounce the Kragma Butcher just to get some time back. Yeah, I think this is gonna be best, because then we could also just cast the Eidolon, or we could cast the Vaporkin and hope to play the Eidolon and the Vaporkin next turn. But I think I'd rather make sure that I draw something relevant. So I'm just gonna bounce the Kragma Butcher here and not get hit for 5. Yeah, this is fairly awkward. Ooh. More beatdowns. But at least that means that this Kragma Butcher is not gonna come down like right away. I think we want any land we get at this point. So yeah, now we're just gonna play the 2-3, because it holds back both of his guys for now. And next turn we can play the Eidolon on the 2-3, which is then gonna hold back his other guy fairly efficiently. So that means if he doesn't have anything else than the cards he showed me, that we should be fine. We also have this Crypsis to protect our guy at some point. So that looks like a pump spell to me, but I don't think we have... Ugh. This is so obvious. Let's just go over it really quickly. What cards are there? There's the +1/+1 in first strike, which would make it so that blocking this is probably better. Yeah, let's just block this. I mean, it's an uncommon, but I don't know the red combo tricks. It could also be Titan Strength. Yeah, so that's still better, I think, because I mean we're still trading for his guy instead of just jump blocking. So yeah, Titan Strength it was. There was the 2-3. Ooh, Wingsteed Rider. There we go. Wingsteed Rider plus Lifelink, still a pretty potent combo. Now we're gonna take 4, then we're gonna hit him back for 4. Oh, okay, we're gonna take a lot more here. So let's do some maths. We're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and go to 2 if we just, or go to 3 if we just block this. Then next turn, this is gonna be a 4-3, and this is gonna be a 2-2 and a 2-2. This is very annoying. So 4-3, and we're gonna be at 3. So if we block one of the Minotaurs, we're gonna take 6, so that will put us to -1, but we're gonna gain back 4. Huh. So if we block here, we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, and go to 3 life. Then we can put the Eidolon on this. This is gonna be a 4-4. This is gonna be block one of his 2-2s, so we're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and gain 4. So we're gonna take 2 and go to 1. Yeah, I think this is correct. I mean, if he basically has anything else, we're just gonna die, so we're just all in into this Wingsteed Rider plan, so to speak. Yeah, ugh. Brutal. Brutal. No, we're just dead. Yeah. Good jump block here. Hang on. Good jump block here. Gain 1 life. Still take 4. No, we're just dead. Okay. So that didn't go as well. He has a lot of 2 toughness guys, so I could see myself bringing some of the 2 toughness ground guys. Also, the horse should be probably gonna be pretty sick against him now that I think about it. Yeah, I think I want to give it a chance. I mean, he only has like ground attackers, so this should be able to do some damage, or not damage, but like yeah, his own little form of damage. As for what to take out, yeah, we could also take in this Ocrius Sun Guide, because in a race situation this could be pretty strong, and it could also always trade off for like a 2-3 or a 4-2 that gets smaller. I don't know the name. Skull Cleaver, Minotaur Skull Cleaver. These guys block fairly badly, just as being 4 drops and trading with his 3 drops. What else could we cut? Maybe the Vaporkin, because it just doesn't never block. Maybe also the Aqueous form, but all of her heroic guys are pretty sick, so I want to keep that in. Yeah, let's try it like this. Cut some flyers, put in some ground blockers. So let's play first. Lag. Okay, this is very sweet. This is no mulligan for sure. Because we have the old 1-2 punch of Wingsteed Rider plus Hopeful Eidolon, which is very good. I think we knew that week 2. So yeah. Let's see. He did show us Spark Jolt and Magma Chat. So if he has Magma Chat, this could be pretty bad. And he wouldn't attack and Magma Chat or Wave Crush Triton either, so there's no way to really find out. This doesn't protect our guy. Oh, it does protect our guy from the jet. Yeah, I think I still want to play because we have a lot of stuff going on. If this sticks, this is just very sick. And if it doesn't, it means that he has to tap out this turn. Oh, he has Freaks. Okay, so that was maybe bad. It's very possible that this was bad, but we're gonna play this Wave Crash Triton, and then probably put the other Triton, like Triton on Triton, the old 1-2 Triton punch. Not sure about this last turn. We could just have played the Triton. He does attack, so that means he has the +3/+1, or he bluffs the +3/+1. Let's see. If he did have the +3/+1, no, he just Freakus cured it anyway. So yeah. No, I don't think we're gonna block. We're gonna get life back with this Hopeful Eidolon. 2 damage is not the end of the world. And he has Tormented Hero. And something else. What else? A Claim of Erebos. Giant creature has to lose 2 life. That doesn't seem very good. I could be wrong though. Now we can equip, bestow this and this and attack for 3, but then we're gonna take damage. And we could also just play Captain Grease here. Yeah, now not having as much blue does actually come back to bite us. I think I just want to play Captain Grease here, just because it's the best target for a Hopeful Eidolon. And next turn, if we draw a land, we can play Hopeful Eidolon that Crypsis up. It's also going to be pretty good. And it's a 4-2. Okay. So now I think we have to block and get the Titan Strength. Do we? That's 8 damage. We're gonna get 4 life back, and then still have this up to block, and probably even have to Crypsis up. Yeah, I think this is actually fine. This might be greedy again, but I mean, we're gonna go off pretty heavily here. Oh, this might kill us, doesn't it? Oh, when he has to. Ugh. Okay, this was terrible. This was pretty terrible. But now we at least get to cast this on this. Hang on. Is it better to just... is it better to just attack? No, I think I want to try to get him with Crypsis, if possible. So let's just cast this and this. Tap this, because I really want to get the claim of Erebos. This doesn't give my opponent too much credibility, I agree. It's probably even the cocky play to not play this, because if he sees the Crypsis coming, he's not gonna attack, and can then just still use this to let us lose 2 life, which is basically the same at this point. Fearsome Temper. What is this? +2/+2 and has target creature can't put this creature until it. Okay. So now he's probably going to attack. Oh no, he can use this. Ugh. Okay. Never mind. Still gonna use the Crypsis and make this not untap next turn, which I could have done before combat, but this way I also get to pick off a Satyr Rambler and gain 2 life, and then next turn gain a couple of life. This is still good. Oh, we did say, oh no, he didn't have the Titan Strength. Ah, he fooled us. This is 7 with Bestow. Okay, so let's cast this and just race back. Don't think this is a race he can feasibly win with our huge life linky guy. Yeah, some questionable plays from my side. I agree, but I still think we're doing fine. Famous last words. A Nyxborn Rolliker. So this guy is very big now, and also very, very tapped. Yeah, all your eggs in one basket. Probably not too amazing of a choice against the deck with a active Wave Crash Triton. Let's tap this for the lols. Yeah, I don't see my opponent getting out of this pretty soon. Anytime soon. Maybe this. Who knows? And if you blank and he draws business, I mean that could happen. Okay, we do blank. Never mind. Let's just put the pedal down. We're gonna gain 7 life a turn. I mean, I really want to see how he beats that. Oh, he could also kill himself with his Pain Seer. Why did I click away this mountain? Ah, he did play it. Okay. That's fine. An Asphodel Wanderer. Good thing we have this tapper going on. Oh, where did it go? Where is the Asphodel Wanderer? Ah, here it is. It's very annoying. Never happened to me before, this like jumping around bug. So Fortune Hunter, okay. Yeah, let's just play this. I mean, okay, he just scoops. Because he didn't think about the tapping, maybe. So yeah, what did we see? We saw some 1/3s, some 2/1s. So I think Omen Speaker is gonna be pretty sick, probably even better than the Sun Guide. He also has a lot of small removal, so maybe the all-in heroic plan on these guys is not that great. Crypsis was okay this game. Chorus of the Tides would probably not have done anything, but it's I feel reluctant to cut the second copy because it's kind of the way we're gonna win, but I think it's correct here. I want to bring in Omen Speaker for the second one because he's really the kind of deck that winning is gonna probably not as big of a as high of a priority. I think we want to defend against him just because he has a lot of ways to interact with our guys with his pump spells and burn spells. Maybe Crypsis is just bad. If he has burn, this card is just it's just a complete blowout, somewhat at least. Not complete blowout, but a little bit of a blowout. What do we take in though? Maybe a Battle Priest? This might be overboarding, but Battle Priest actually seems pretty good. Then again, no, I think I just wanna, on draw, I wanna bring in something defensive. Probably the Traveling Philosopher, just another 2-drop that trades with his 3-ish drops. That should be okay. And this is a pretty clear mulligan. I mean, if we ever draw planes, this hand is amazing, but if we don't, we just don't do anything. This is a pretty clear keep on the other hand. I mean, not the most amazing hand in the universe, but at least something. Ooh, it just got fairly better. Now we just need stuff to target our stuff, which is kind of the credo of our deck. Okay, so this is something to target our stuff. Let's see, he played this on turn 1, so that kind of indicates that he has Spark Jolt because he left it up and he didn't play the Wanderer. Could also just have drawn the Wanderer, but that kind of means that this Skyguard is gonna be the less reliable heroic target, even though he has this Asphodel Wanderer out. So we're just gonna play the Hoplite for now, and he's just gonna burn it. Okay. burn Hoplite. Boom. Adds maxes for 1. I don't really understand his choice of Asphodel Wanderer, but then again, who am I to question him? So now we're gonna play the Sun Guide. Next turn play the Skyguard. He's probably gonna tap out here, so he can play the Skyguard and Fate Foretold. What is this? Race mode? Sure. This guy has pseudo lifelink, so I'm fairly okay with racing. Ooh, a crow and a horse. So let's just play this on this. Draw ourselves a shiny new card. And attack. I mean, this card is fairly decent, but I don't think he's really in race mode here. I might be wrong. Crack my Butcher and Actron Crusader. Okay. The race is on. Gonna gain back 2 life. And now we can play the Triton on this and try to race back. That might be fairly ambitious though. It also put the Triton on this and attack. At least for now, because we're only gonna get attacked for 2 next turn. And this guy, if we keep blockers back to block this guy, he can just like pay mana and kind of ignore it. But I mean, it seems kind of a waste to put this on this, but I think for getting it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage and getting back 2 life, I'll just play the horse now. What gives us the most plays next turn? Yeah, let's think this through. So if we're gonna play this on this, we're gonna swing at him for 5. That means that our clock is, and we're gonna take 3, 4, 5, 6 on the next turn. So our clock is a fair amount slower than his at this point, and he can always just use this to sort of overwhelm us. If we play the horse, this is never gonna do anything again, and we're gonna have to. What if we play the Triton and attack him for 2? That means that we can block here, or block here and block here. Take 2. Next turn we can play the +2, +3 on the Triton to have this, and this is the most defensive choice. I think I want to get this horse going. This seems fairly good. I mean, it's target creature can't block this creature, so we can still just block his other guys. Yeah, this seems the best. And just smack with this, and take our 5 damage next turn. Oh no, we get a token immediately. Huh. That was all planned. Lie. This guy is very good. 2, 3 for 3 is always just fine, and also attacking as a 4/3 doesn't make it any worse. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna. Hang on. Does he let us? Does he let us 2 for 1 this here? Why did he play this before attacking? Oh, never mind. Gonna take it. Gonna take the 2 for 1 if it's offered. So now we get a token next turn. This guy's gonna attack for a lot, but the token can just basically block it, and this guy can block the other guy. Like this, so we're gonna take like 1, except if he has something insane, and then we can really just start to beat down. This is like a 3-turn clock, so that shouldn't take too long. So this looks fairly decent. He has 2 cards still, so he has something at least. But we could also like draw a bounce spell or draw another heroic trigger. Do we have a heroic trigger? So And if everything goes south, we can still just play the Triton on the Triton and Triton. Do the old 1-2 Triton combo. So he smacks, so we're gonna block and block. If he had Titan strength, he would definitely attack with this as well. So yeah, he didn't seem to have anything last turn, so he would have to draw it, and we're still at 13. And I think I want to start clocking him as soon as possible, just because he has like burn spells, and I don't want to get in range. Oh, okay, this could have been very bad. It's not, but yeah. Huh. Hero's Downfall. He did have the removal, but he's gonna play on this, and he's gonna play before combat. Okay. What does that mean? That means we could attack him for 5 and get attacked back for 3. Why didn't he play it on this? I mean, I was just about to say that this was pretty greedy. So now he could stop attacking and start getting some tokens first, to then eventually trade off. But I think this is a race I'm willing to go in. That I'm willing to go into. I mean, it's like 3 for 5. It's like a 3 for 5 turn clock versus a 3 turn clock. And this is okay. But he has the haste, guys, so maybe this was too greedy. Maybe this is too greedy still. And we can't just pick off his Crusader here. We're gonna take way too much damage. Depends on what we draw here. Oh, Voyage's End. Hello. Hello, Voyage's End. You are right on time to prevent the worst. Got a token. So yeah, I don't think there's a lot that could go wrong here. Basically needs a solution for the Crusader. And he also can't kill us with what he has right now on board. So yeah. Yeah, the horse kind of did it here. I'm actually kind of proud of myself. Yeah, come back. I want the horse back. I want it. It was my idea all along. Ooh, cockiness getting punished. That's his last card. Huh. So we're gonna take 5. We're gonna block this 6, 7, 8. So if he has a burn spell, no, we can also just take 6 and bounce it. So that's not the end of the world. But it was close. Or it still is close. I don't know all of the new cards, so there might be something that screws us over here. So we're gonna cancel. Not gonna bounce now. It's gonna block here first. And then just bounce just to not get into range of his burn spells. Because I don't think there's any burn spell that deals 4. Although it could be wrong. And that should be good enough. Okay. So the horse. Always remember the horse. Boom. So match 1 in the books. Let's see if the tournament is ready to continue. Yeah, no, not yet. Okay, so yeah, see you guys for round 2. Round 2 here. We're gonna play first. This hand, ugh. Yeah, it would be pretty good with just a land. But I don't think on the play this is worth risking. So yeah, let's just go down to 6. Same thing here. This hand also needs to draw an island, which is far more specific and has only blue cards, so I think we have to go down to 5. Yeah, I don't think we can go down much further. So this is fairly mediocre, although if we draw a plains we might still do something here. But our chances have gone down drastically, especially if we not draw anything. Not that this would be anything, but black-red again. And with the beats keep on coming. So yeah. Yeah, black-red seems like the new thing here because this is especially brutal if you're not doing anything. Yeah, this is okay, yeah, okay, let's just call this a game here. I don't want to show him anything of my deck. This was brutal. Deck is really doing it here. So he has this 1/1 attacker, so I'm already scared. I'm already going back to the old Roman speaker. And another black-red deck. Should we just do the same cyber plan that we did last time? Just take out the Vaporkins and put in the horse and the other 1/3. I don't think I want to go quite that far. I think I'm gonna keep in one of the choruses, whatever. or maybe take out the horse. Maybe no, the horse was awesome last game, so I'm gonna keep that in. And yeah, okay, let's admit that. Well, for fastest game one of all time. So let's try this again. Again, this hand doesn't do anything if we don't draw the blue mana, and we have one draw step. Unless and if you don't, the hand gets much worse. So I'm just gonna mulligan again. Yeah, kind of have to. This is something, and I don't like it. Let's try to analyze this soberly. So here again, if we draw a land, we have Skyguard on turn 2, and can possibly even protect it with God's Willing. So I think this hand's power level, and the fact that we are down to 6, is enough of an indicator to keep that. So we won't mulligan. Even though this might again be wrong. I think this is maybe also on the mulligan side, but yeah, tilting might be a factor here. I don't wanna not say that tilting isn't a factor here. Okay, so finally something. And he goes for the horse, which everybody knows is the most amazing creature type. The bloody horse. Oh, that bloody horse. Okay. Kinda doing it here. Let's see, do we wanna keep up the God's Willing? No, I don't think so. I'm afraid of no horses. Especially since we boarded in the horse ourselves. So we can have the good old horse fight. Don't know if horse fights are still legal in Theros, but who knows that. So we're getting horsed here. Does this thing has 5 or 6 legs? Is that a leg in the background? It must be, right? It could also just be a shadow or a heel. It could be a very fashionable horse. I think it's 6 legs, but even though 5 legs would be much grosser, and would thus make the card much more awesome. So Erebos' thingy here. Let's see. If we play the land and then play the Hoplite, he could attack, and we can then God's Willing it, which means that he, has to discard a creature, which is gonna be pretty good. On the other hand, I would really like to God's Willing on the Wingsteed Rider if possible. Yeah, this is fine. I think I'm just gonna swing with these. Boom. Also just block the Flesh Steed and use the God's Willing. This is fairly susceptible to an instant speed removal spell, but yeah, so be it. I'd also want to spam out the blue spells so I could have the Crypsis up. Because now if you leave the Crypsis up, we can't actually play anything. So yeah. So let's block first in case he has it. And then God's Willing this. Also get to scry twice. It doesn't seem like he has it. Ordeal of Thassa. Yes, please. Pro Black. Ordeal of Thassa. Yes, please. And he didn't even have a guide to discard, or he didn't want to discard one. What is he holding? I am asking myself. Just put the Ordeal on this, just because of the scry. I know this is kind of not spreading my risks. Oh, okay. Well, we can also... then again... Oh, he just keeps... Okay. Probably didn't have much going on here. Probably was just flooded beyond belief. So what did we see? We saw a horse in the 3/3. So what does that mean? We boarded the Omen Speaker in because he had a 2/1 in the last game, or did he? Oh yeah, the Satyr next Smith. So we are gonna be on the draw. Which again makes this Chorus of Tides worse, just because I think it's the card that blocks the worst. Oh, also this Elite Skirmisher, now that I think about it. I think we should have boarded this out over these. So I think I'm gonna put in the Sun Guide and maybe the Divine Verdict. Yeah, this looks fine. I mean, we're gonna cut down on our bestow targets, but I think staying alive and trading is gonna be more valuable here, at least in the early game. And we have some very strong cards for the late game anyways. Let's see if it's his turn to mulligan. It's our time to mulligan again. That's for sure. And again. And yeah, we're gonna keep this. I mean, who cares? Maybe we draw Planeswing Steed Rider and then just beat him with the old combo. This is making it more likely that we do. Don't want to cast the Eidolon. There's just no way. He has a 2 to the camp block. Okay. That we can deal with. A lot of mulligans this tournament, but that's how it goes. I think we want to keep this and probably this too. Are we greedy or aren't we greedy? I think we're gonna put this on the bottom, just because we're probably gonna scry next turn, so it makes it more likely that we draw the land. Read the bodes. So he's really beating us on cards here. Did he mulligan too? Didn't even, because this was hidden. Didn't even pay attention. No, he kept his 7. Okay, so let's play this. Should we play the Fate Foretold on this? I mean, we have the Hopeful Eidolon to bestow on the real heroic guy anyway, so I think we might just do that. Double Emissary. Now we only need the land to cast our Double Emissary. Hmm, 2-1. Okay. Oh, it's not the 2-1 I'm thinking of. Ugh. Yeah, this is pretty gross. But he's not doing a ton either, so this might actually be fine. He's again the old 2-2, 2-1s for 2 deck. Looks pretty sweet, looks pretty aggressive. But we have all these 1-3s. And we still have the Battle Priest on the board, which now on second thought we maybe should have boarded in. But yeah. What will it be, Mr. Pink? I'm saying it again. Fun fact, all the emissaries look right. Just, you can check it. It's actually true. I do that myself. They all look right. What that means, I am not sure. Probably that there is something pretty sick going on in the East. Or in the West from their perspective, so you really don't know. What is this? Ordeal of Erebos. Yeah, that seems good enough to avoid his end. That's good enough value. And a land. Land is very welcome. We're probably just gonna slam down his Thassa's Emissary next turn and try to get him with it. We could also just play the Heliod's Emissary first, and then hope to draw land and protect it with the Godswilling. Or maybe should even have bounced this at end of turn and took 3. No, I don't think this is important. Let's just cast this. I mean, this also makes it way more likely that we do draw land. And he still has to have something to block this if we possibly Hopeful Eidolon it up and do other sweet stuff with it. That sounded vulgar. Okay, he did have to removal. That's awkward, but something we have to live with. So let's go for good old Elmer. Now this time we do actually have the Godswilling to protect it, which is pretty sweet. Means next turn we're gonna slam this Hopeful Eidolon on it and start giving him the beats. Because this can block, whatever he plays here is this can block too, so yeah. Giving him the beats sounds adequate. Don't know how good this old 2-mana, 2-power guy strategy is in this set, but I guess we're gonna find out. Ooh! Hello there. That might be an alternative play. Oh, unless he could. Now they can actually block. Okay. So this means that we really try to get him with God Swelling here. No, I think playing the Skyguard is better. And I actually also think I'm gonna trade 2 of his guys for my Heliod Samson. No, this just seems wrong. I mean, this is keeping his whole team back anyway, so there's no reason really to go for that. Next time we're just gonna start the Flying Lifelink beats. Those were always good, as far as I can remember. Oh, he might have to deal 2 damage to some amount of targets card. It looks like is what he has. He has a Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Okay. I could think of worse things happening to us here. Still think we're pretty much in it, which leaves me stoked after mulliganing down so heavily. We should almost get a medal for this. Does he have it for the super blowouts? No, he doesn't. So, beatdown time. So now our best throw will probably be the 2/3 heroic guy, I think. Oh. Yeah, we shall see. First he has to deal with this Vampire Nighthawk look-alike, protected by this Godswelling here. 2-headed Cerberus. So he's getting ahead on the board fairly heavily. So he's gearing up for a big attack at least. Don't know if this attack is going to be quite big enough, so let's see. We draw a plane. So he's going to attack with at least this. So we can... probably going to take this, so we can block away 2 of his guys and take like 6 damage, and we're in 23. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think this is fine. So we're gonna go down to like 14, and he's gonna lose a bunch of his guys, unless he has like a sweet trick or something. Yeah, this seems okay. Just swings with this. Okay, let's just hang on. Well, let's just block here. I mean, there's no real benefit in letting him spend his mana this turn. Just doesn't seem worth it. Come on, bestow guy. Nah, close. Play this. Swing with the Nighthawk. Or the Whitehawk. Vampire Whitehawk. Is that what this is? I don't know. Could be many things. If we draw a bounce spell, we can also bounce our Heliod's Emissary and attach it on this for the super blowouts. What is this? Kragma Warcaller. Jesus Christ. Okay. What is it? Minotaur Creed? Yeah, okay, this is gonna change everything here. Because like all of his guys are Minotaurs. Wow, okay. This looks like it's gotta be pretty bad. So, but all is not lost. So he has a couple of, let's see, he can regenerate this, so there's no real point in blocking here. I think we're gonna have to start trading off here. So let's trade off here, let's block here, and let's trade this for a card actually. And I think we want to protect the Heliod's Emissary too, just because it's keeping back enough of his guys that it seems worth it. We could also protect this and not trade with anything. No, that just seems kind of loose. This is also going to draw us a card. So this... Pro Black. Wave Crash Triton. No, I don't think this is what we really want here. I think what we really want is something to put on this. Divine Verdict. That's also nice. Battle-wise Hoplite. Okay. Let's just go ahead with the plan. Plan of Nighthawking him out. If we could attack with Heliod, no, this just seems very bad. What is this? Whenever a Minotaur attacks, so killing this mid-combat doesn't have an effect on the ability. Just attacks with the same guys. which I think we want to trade off this. Seems worth it. At least as long as we don't have anything to really deal with this guy. We could verdict this right now. Or verdict this and keep our Battlewise Hoplite alive. But I don't think this is worth it. We could also get his Gary here. So this means if he has a combat trick, we can kind of get him here. Yeah, this seems fine. Wingsteed Rider. Okay. Boom. And let's see if we attack with this and tap. No, that still seems bad. So we're fairly in control here, mostly due to our 1-2 punch of Heroic Flyer plus Hopeful Eidolons. This is just too much of a beating for some decks to deal with sometimes. This is the all-in. Is this the all-in attack? Now the other question is, do we want to trade off or do we want to tap and attack? If we draw a Heroic Enabler, we can kill him anyway next turn. So let's see. I think we're gonna trade off. Yeah, this seems worth it. Still have this Divine Verdict available. Coordinated Assault. Okay, now we're gonna Divine Verdict it for sure. Take our 5. And he has conceded. Okay. So round 2 is over. Round 3 is immediately about to start, but I'm just gonna pause it anyway. Time for La Grande Finale. This hand looks perfectly serviceable. Not broken or anything. So no Wingsteed Rider beatdown things. And we're playing the green deck. Oh, scratch that. There are early heroic beatdown things happening. Not that early because we don't have the early enablers, but okay. Well, it's shaping up to be an interesting one. I'm just gonna go for this. I don't think I want to Voyage his end right now because we're gonna just be able to block this next turn anyways. Green white. Yeah, we have played against 2 red decks and we kind of thought that the deck would be open, so that's actually what happened. Now I think we're gonna Voyage his end this mofo because we don't have anything that blocks it. That's bad, right? It's gonna get a Nyxborn shield made out of the deal. It's not the most amazing creature he could get. Hopeful Eidolon. Okay, that's enough. Get out of here. Aqueous Form seems pretty sweet. Although we have like a different plan right now. Yeah, I don't think we need this. Might be a mistake, but because it bestows nicely on the Wavebread Triton, he didn't attack. That's interesting. We also should have waited until combat so that just to make sure he can't attack. So that was actually pretty bad. So now do we go all in on this guy and just put this on it and then put this on it? I think this is fine. I mean, this is what this deck does, right? Put Hopeful Eidolon on stuff and then just go for this max. And as long as he doesn't have anything to remove our flyers or like Divine Verdict or an Essien Asp, it's okay. Even Essien Asp doesn't help him. He has the Swordwise Centaur again. So we just gotta continue our Voltron plan here. Bestow this guy up. Boom. 6/7 lifelink guy, turn 5. Have fun. Yeah, this is pretty filthy. Yeah, he can raise this back as long as he wants. I mean, we're basically taking -1 damage here right now. So if he has nothing to deal with that, he just flat out dies. He has an Essien Asp, but that's way too late. Hang on. We could also just play Triton, play the Fate Foretold on this, and if we draw land, he dies next turn. Could also just attack first, see if he blocks. I like the Triton plan the best, I think. just makes sure that he dies as quickly as possible, and also sets us up for some more shenanigans. We draw the land. Two. Okay, let's play that. And give him the beats. Green-white dudes with some aggression. I think green got way more aggressive with the addition of the last pack. Just like cards like this, the 3/3 inspired guy, etc., etc. Just make it so that green has a lot more aggressive punch, whereas before green was just really like the slow grindy deck supported by a removal color most of the times, or by blue. There was the green heroic deck, but I think it wasn't as good as it could have been. Although my best deck ever was actually green white heroic deck. This deck was sick, like triple Wingsteed Rider, triple Eidolon, just no way to beat that. So yeah, I just, from what I think is, I think that green got a lot more aggressive, so that kind of changes the nature of green and of the whole format, because green based, maybe even multicolor mid-range stuff was kind of the name of the game. So he did kill our enchantment and took one of his ones back, but that doesn't matter because we did draw the 7th land and are now just gonna Elmer him out. It's not like we would have lost anytime soon, because his Nessie Nest would actually have been able to grow large enough to get in the way. So white based aggro, white based aggro with some big guys, and the Asp is a pretty good one against this. Oh, why is my right click not working? So what does that mean? Aqueous form is maybe not the best, because we've only seen the one reach guy, but the one reach guy is actually pretty good against this. Crypsis seems fine, although we're probably not going to ambush him as much. Fortune Hunter seems fine. Yeah, these all seem okay. And what do we have to bring in? We could bring in one of these Vanquish the Fowls just to deal with his big guys, but I think I want to bring in a Divine Verdict just to have something against his monsters. The other cards seem fairly negligible. I mean, he has this 3/2, but even though he has those in green, as I said, got a lot more aggressive, I still don't think we need that really. This hand seems okay as long as we draw an island and we're on a draw. So this is something we can easily keep. And we don't draw an island, but a Acron Skyguard, which is like the second best card we could draw after island. Now I would say the second. Okay, he has that again. So God's willing. Okay. If we don't draw anything, we might just leave back the Skyguard and God's willing it, and block and God's willing it. Even though this is gonna be fairly telegraphed. Because if he follows that up with another big guy, we might be in danger to lose the race. Okay. Now we're just gonna cast a Hoplite and then God's willing it as if he attacks, I think. Even though the double scry is kind of has kind of diminishing returns. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna block here. I mean, he might always play a trick before we do. If he doesn't, we maybe just trade because we have so many heroic enablers. Yeah, I think this is actually better. Yeah, I think I want to actually just trade here. Because we have a lot of cards that get better with if we trigger heroic. This is like the small brother of Staunch-Hearted Warrior. Or sister. No, it's a brother. She's the big one. She's the beefer of the family. So now it's pretty likely that he suits this up, but leaving 4 mana up just telegraphs Divine Verdict. So I think I'm just gonna go for Thassa's Emissary maybe? Yeah, I think this is the best play we have. Even though we could bestow that at some point. Let's not do that, I think. No, I think I want to just run out the Drake here. What was his name? Shrieking Drake? Yeah, I think I just run out Shrieking Drake and let him attack and see what nonsense he's gonna do with it. Mortals Adore, or Order. Mortal's Order. So he's gonna gain back some life, which is manageable. I think I'm gonna play the Fortune Hunter here and just swing in with the flyers, intending to block with the Fortune Hunter. Nah, we could also just trade with that. I mean, if we ever get to Thassa's Emissary it's gonna be pretty bad for him. Yeah, let's just keep this back. I mean, we have our win condition. We can just trade that off at this point, I think. So we're just gonna double block, I think. This is a hopeful Eidolon. Wow. Let's see. We could double block here and give one of our guys protection, or we could just. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is just trade here, block here, give my guy pro white, and get a card out of the deal. Pro white, pro green. Pro white would have been pretty suboptimal. Does he also have a God's Willing? Is that what he has? That would be pretty bad. This also prevents lifelink for one turn. He also has a God's Willing. Ugh. Okay, this guy's gonna be big. Yeah, this makes things a little bit more awkward. Get the guy pro green. Do we want that? We can bestow this on this, turning it into a 5/5, which would trade for. Let's see. So our board this turn is gonna be like planes. Let me think about this. So he has one card left. He was gonna have a 4/4 lifelinker and a 5/5. So we are probably best served to just cast a Divine Verdict, or just cast this on this and block the 5/5 and hope he doesn't have another combat trick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that just to bestow up. I mean, we're gonna lose the race against a 4/4 lifelink and a 5/5 anyway, so I think we need to go on D here. And casting this now, drawing a card, also makes it more reasonable that we draw into another land and can go Divine Verdict and Wingsteed Rider next turn. Oh, and this definitely swings the clock in a huge way. I mean, not in as a huge way as I would like it to, because he still has this 4/4 lifelinker. But I think right now I actually fairly like my position, unless he has another way to target these guys. So let's. I mean, this is fairly obvious that he has it. I don't think we can play around it. And I'd rather block the 5/5 if he has it instead of the 4/4, because I don't think there's a +1. But there is. But oh, Artisan Sorrow. Okay. Well, that's bad. It's very bad. So now I'm just gonna go for Wingsteed Rider, and then kill off his 4/4 lifelink or his 5/5. Probably his 4/4 lifelink, and then just go for a big lifelinker myself. Huh, this is kind of a beating. Bounce would be pretty good. Bounce is probably gonna be pretty good against him. Observant Elset, okay. Yeah, it's kind of doing it here. Maybe we can still Divine Verdict this. So at least that's something. No blocks. So if we bestow this on this, we are gonna take no damage from this and just take 2 a turn from this. And we can do this a couple of turns, at least. And if we ever should draw another bestow card, the race is going to be fairly in our favor. So we're going to go back up to 9, and then if he has another palm spell, that's just basically it. But I mean, what can you do? You have to hope at some point that he runs out of pump spells. And he didn't. Okay. So that's GG. So on the play against the green-white, very much heroic key deck. Let's see. Don't have any disenchants. Crypsis kind of looks interesting because it prevents lifelink from happening. So does Lost in the Labyrinth. But these guys are going to be pretty back on the rear side. I think Horse of the Tides just again might be a little bit too slow. I would definitely want both of the Wave Crash Tritons. Maybe Elite Skirmisher is bad. No, I think I like it like that. Maybe I take out the Aqueous form. No, let's keep that in. I just thought because we're gonna beat him in the air, but it's just a cheap heroic trigger, so definitely play first. This hand looks okay, not insane or anything. Actually, yeah, I think this is keepable. It's not as bad as the other hand, which had like a 1/4 into that, because at least this is a reasonable thing to just bestow on Curve, and it also has the Divine Verdict, which means that, which is fairly good against him. I mean, I boarded it in against him, so having one of the Cyber cards is always nice. Yeah, this is a pretty close match. His deck seems very, very good, with all the green aggression. So let's play this and pass. Let's hope to draw Wingsteed Rider into Eidolon. Oh, he seems to be mana screwed. That could come in handy. Let's play this because it's fairly comparable to Captain Grease here. I mean, Captain Grease is a better bestow target, but we're not going to bestow next turn anyways. As far as it is right now. Oh, so I know what we're going to bestow on. Let's just slam this down and just go for the races. It could end up being pretty bad for us with this Setessan Oathsworn, which is now just gonna... No, it's not gonna get equipped. Okay. We're never gonna run into a combat trick here anytime soon. And he gains back some life, which is gonna make the racing proposition fairly mediocre. Let's just cast this on this and start giving him the beats. Yeah, 5 a turn is no slouch. Next turn we could even Aqueous form this up to turn the clock into a 3-turn clock. We could block here, but just to get his pump spell. But if he plays a pump spell, we're actually fairly okay with that because that uses up his mana. Yeah, I think I'm gonna block here. I mean, as long as he doesn't have this in play when he puts his Hopeful Eidolon out, I'm actually pretty glad. Because that plus Hopeful Eidolon is definitely something we can't deal with. It's probably going to be a Godswing Aspect of Hydra. This doesn't give trample, right? No. Okay. An Observant Elset. Okay. Just go for the Hoplite. Still a 3-turn clock if we cast the Aqueous form next turn. I think I want a Verdict. I think I want a Verdict this turn. Let's just trade with the Observant Elset. Because this Battle-Wise Hoplite is not gonna... This is gonna trade for this anyway, so we might as well just take no damage. Oh, we didn't Verdict. Ugh. Man, that was a misclick. That was a pretty brutal misclick, to be honest. It kills our Nyxborn guy. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, that was a pretty brutal misclick. Let's see. Now do we just have to go for it? Huh. We could also just keep our guy back. Yeah, I think we're just gonna keep it back now. Ugh, that really bugs me. Because it would be a 3 more life, and then we could easily just attack and see if we get something. But now we just have to hold back here. That is horrible. So let's just block here. If he doesn't go for the pump, I don't think I'm even gonna Verdict pre-combat. He is gonna go for the pump on this guy. So I think we have to Verdict here. We can't afford to lose our last guy. Nose Cry. Come on. Something. Yeah, that's something. We can play that. It's not something very good, now that I think about it. If you play this and this, we just... maybe we just have to go for it. That might be the case. So just attack, play this as a jump blocker, take 3 and die next turn. He ever draws the... We put this on this, we can block, but then if he has a pump spell, we die. If we just play this out and hold back with both, we can draw the game out, but him having 3 cards in hand and us not attacking with this doesn't really mean that we're gonna do very much here. So, yeah, I think we just have to go for it and hope this works out. See what we... yeah, we don't want that. Kinda glad I attacked here. Maybe should have done that earlier. Who knows? So we still have draws. Still have life draws. We're gonna go to 1 here. With his 4 cards in hand. So who am I kidding? We're probably just way dead. Yeah, we are. Okay, good game. Good game, good game. We didn't play that one optimally, but we also could have drawn like some bounce spells or just basically not any of these. Oh well, okay. So that's so much for the first Born of the Gods draft video. Fairly satisfied. The deck was really good. The decks we played against were also very good. All of them. And yeah, pretty excited for the format. It's always nice if you get some fresh air into a format, except for when that format is in a strat where the last pack just ruins everything for you. So yeah, this is Dom for MagicGatheringStrat signing off. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, favorite, and comment, and see you next week. Bye.